Welcome to the show!
I'm your host, Jonas.
And I'm Nick.
And we've got a great show tonight. Welcome to You Heard It Here First by Standup at Cal. We got a bunch of brand new comedians you've never heard before and like 3 other guys.
Alright, now make some noise if you've been here before. If you've been to my show before. Newcomers, make some noise. So if you haven't been here before, we got one rule for you, and that's please no heckling. We put a lot of effort into the show. We want to make it a good show for you guys, so please no heckling.
Nick, you forgot our second rule. We have one more rule. Have fun! But without further ado, put your hands together for our first performer of the night, my co-host, Nick!
How are we doing? Doing good?
Yeah.
Excited for spring break?
Yeah.
Excited for the rain? You know, Jonas is a pretty funny guy, actually. One time he told me that, you know that when you ride the BART, and you cross the tunnel from Oakland to San Francisco, right? There's a tunnel, you go underwater. Apparently, he said, when you go on the BART, you basically sign a disclaimer, a something, to say that when I'm in the BART and there's a natural disaster, you give the BART the right to seal off the tunnels, and you could just die in the tunnels. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's a crazy, what a crazy thing, that makes sense. And he just, I've been telling everyone this. Every time I go on the BART ride with someone, I tell them the story. Yesterday, he told me that he made it up, all right? He made it up 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I've been telling every single one of my friends this. I rode the BART with him like 200 times. I let him tell me that story every single time we're on the BART. And I'm just there like, oh, that makes sense. You ride the BART, you get to die, they could kill you. That makes a lot of sense. You're just a gullible dude, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Who has a car? Who has a car here?
Yeah.
Not proud, were you a capitalist or something? Who doesn't have a car? You guys suck, I have a car, you get to walk. Alright, okay, I have a car. I got a car recently. It's pretty nice to have a car, you know, because it's, you have to walk everywhere. When I first got a car, it's like a honeymoon period. You know, I'm driving around and listening to music. I'm really happy. And recently, I started to get like inklings of road rage. You know, whenever you drive around, you see someone jaywalk or something. You're like, ah. You know. The other day, someone jaywalked, and I said out loud, like, "Fuck you." I said it out. I felt really bad, you know, because when I jaywalk, I don't mean to be rude. I just want to get to the other side of the street. So when I'm in the car and I get mad, I feel bad because they don't deserve it. They're just trying to walk, right? So I've devised a strategy where whenever I walk and I jaywalk, I walk into the middle of the street. I look at the car. I point at him. I say, "You pussy! I just took your road. How'd you like that? How'd you like that, huh? You run me over? No, you can't. You're gonna go to jail." And you know, so whenever I drive and I see a pedestrian jaywalking, like, oh, that piece of shit is talking shit to me. I'm gonna, and I feel it's like a cycle of hate. I'm all like woman inside. I really like it. Yeah, I was watching pro wrestling the other day. I know, I'm like in college, I know. I was watching pro wrestling the other day, and it occurred to me that it's called pro wrestling, but this is just wrestling, but like shitty. It's just wrestling, but like a 14-year-old thought of it. So, it's like, what, you know, you can't just put pro in front of it and expect it to be better or something. It's like calling pickleball pro tennis. Who's not laughing? Who's in the pickleball club? In the pickleball club? Yo, sweater guy?
Yeah.
You're in the pickleball club? You play pickleball?
No.
Oh.
I wish I was though.
Yeah. What's your name?
Ben,
I know you, Ben. What's up, Ben?
how's it going?
Where you going for spring break?
Oregon.
Damn. Taking a wagon or something? You walking?
Yeah.
How long did that take? Like 4 months? Are you gonna make it to your graduation when you come back?
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's a long. All right, well that's enough of me. Let's get my co-host up here, Jonas.
Anyway, Our next comedian, you may have seen her before. She performed at our very first show 2 years ago. She had to flee the country for a little bit, but guess what? She's back. Put your hands together for Emily!
Hello, everybody. It's great to be performing for you all tonight. I actually have a quick question to start us off. Who here has been getting very targeted ads on their social media? Yeah, it's a lot of us, right? I've been getting a lot of targeted WikiHow ads on my Instagram. It started off pretty tame. I think the first one was like, how to hit on someone step by step, and I was like, okay, I guess that's fair. You know, I don't have the best game, I don't have the worst, but I can work on it. And then the second one, it got a little more personal. It was Wiki how to have your very first kiss. And I was like, okay, now you're making some assumptions about my experience. That's fine. And then it was Wiki how to stop being an absolute loser. And I was like, who is putting these on my feed? It got personal there. I would personally like to put an ad out there for men on dating apps to stop putting memes in your profile. Your profile is it's an encapsulation of who you are as a person. 20 plus years, you get 6 photos, 3 prompts on Hinge, and you choose to use one of those photos for a meme. Like, I'm just scrolling and I'm like, oh, you snowboard, that's sick. I snowboard too. We can talk about that. You DJ, that's cool. I want to learn how to DJ. We can talk about that. Oh, handsome Squidward, what are you doing here? And I don't want to see you. Or just Arthur's fist like this. I'm like, why? Like, I would rather see a fish than a meme. I know. But at least that way I know you're a catch. Anyway, I recently learned though that in Japan on their Tinder, they don't even show their photos. They just post vibes. It's just like flowers, it's fashion, it's food. Like, I'm just trying to picture how it goes. Like, you're scrolling and you just see like steak from different angles. Like, match, like, let's do this thing, you know? And then you're in the chats and you're just like, how does that work? Because of course your profile is an omelet. And you're like, hey, that steak looks really juicy, like medium rare? And they're like, yeah, that omelet, looks really tender and well-balanced breakfast. And then you're like, yeah, like coffee? Like, what's the transition, you know? And I imagine it's not very smooth. But speaking of international travel, I think it's really important as young people our age to learn from people who are international and also to travel internationally. You know, it's a great learning experience. Actually, exactly a year ago, I was studying abroad in Europe, and I'm actually originally from Dublin, California. Yeah, caveat there. Yeah, but we do St. Patrick's Day right. We have a huge parade. We all wear green. If you don't wear green, you get pinched because it's just the Irish tradition. And all of our street signs have 4-leaf clovers on them. It's really cute. And the Irish people, when I was abroad, were very confused by this Dublin imposter, me. But when St. Patrick's Day came around, I came out wearing green, you know, as one does for St. Patrick's Day. And I walked up to my Irish friend and I was like, you're not wearing green. I'm gonna pinch you. And they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, dude, you're not wearing green. Like, it's an Irish tradition. You have to get pinched. And they're like, we don't do that here. And I was like, what are you talking about? They don't do that there. Like, that's a tradition we made up as Americans. I don't know why. It's like if an Irish person came to America on 4th of July wearing like, red, white, and blue, America, yeah, let's go. And they're like, dude, you're not wearing red, white, and blue. Slaps them in the face. Like, we don't do that here. Yeah, again, international travel. You learn a lot. And the thing is, you have to go through airports to travel. And I've had some interesting experiences in airports. Yeah, I remember I was 16 years old. I was traveling by myself. I was coming home from New York from a summer program. So it was at JFK. And I was in the security line. and the TSA agent from me, you know how they're like, take off your shoes. I'm like, take off my shoes, put it in the bin, put it in the bin. Okay, take out your computer out, separate bin, okay. And then take out your backpack. What's your Instagram? What is happening? Like, excuse me? And he's like, yes, I was just wondering, like, you come here often? Like, where are you going? And you're gonna come back? And I was like, are you hitting on me? That is when I really lost faith in our American security system. I'm a passenger about to go on a plane, and the security agent is, I don't even know. And I just feel like airports are one of the worst places to hit on people because they're not going to be there for much longer. It's great if you have commitment issues, because again, they won't be there much longer. But it's one of the top 3 worst places, I think, to hit on someone. The 2 that follow beforehand are, I would say, hospital and cemetery. Because can you just imagine you're just waiting in the hospital, like you're like in the waiting room, you're waiting for your blood test to come back, and some person approaches you like, I couldn't help but notice, while I was waiting for my stool sample to be ready. But you come here often? Like, no, I don't want to come here often. But yeah, that's my time. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Emily, why did you have to flee the country?
I think it's an international experience.
Where'd you go?
I was in the Netherlands. Sorry.
Where's that? Is that in
Europe.
Pretty cool. So Europe's pretty cool because you could like visit any country. They're like small countries, right? How big?
Dude, Europe is like, I think like every country in Europe is like 20 feet wide, I'm pretty sure. Like you could like, that's Germany, that's France. Maybe that's why they got there so quickly back in yeah, dude, that's crazy. Dude, what's the smallest country in Europe?
Isn't that like Vatican City?
Vatican City? That's a city, but what do you, that's not a country.
No, it's like a Haladon or something.
What?
It's a country, trust me. Look it up.
Vatican City?
So the Pope is.
Who the Pope is? I'm pretty sure that's not called the Vatican. I think that's just the Pope City, dude. That's where the Pope is. Like you walk around, you see a Pope, like, yo, that's a fucking Pope. It's a Pope City.
No one in Vatican City is like, hey, yo, Pope City. Like, what? What is this, Pope City?
Yeah, exactly. No. Why wouldn't it be called Pope City if you don't walk around and see a Pope? You gotta go see a Pope, like, okay, you walk around here and you see a UC Berkeley student. Ah, it's fucking Berkeley. Does it make sense? That makes sense or not?
Berkeley City?
Yeah, it's Berkeley City. So it's fucking Pope City.
The Pope's one guy. He like travels, dude. He's gone.
Then it's just a city, dude, I guess.
What is this, city?
Alright, fucking, okay, who's the next guy? I'm gonna stop doing this shit. Who's the next guy?
Our next guy. Oh shit. Put your hands together for Chris!
What is up, guys? Recently I had probably one of the most humbling experiences in my life, I'd say. When a girl called me a Berkeley 6. Yeah, the 6 part, Alright, I'm laughing a little too hard now. But the 6 part I've heard, I think it was more the Berkeley part that had the sting. But then I thought, why? Why is that such a big deal? It could be worse, right? You could be like a West Virginia 6, where like all you have to do is like have teeth. I am from Virginia, and I wonder if anyone's ever walked into a house and seen like one of those animal heads or like a moose head or something, like having a eye. Well, I'm from, that's like all the rage. And I think when you walk into a house like that, first thing you know off the bat is like 1, he's got a gun, and 2, he's proud of it. And so last time I was in one of these houses, so I'm like, oh nice, yeah dude, like you like to hunt? And he's like, no, not at all actually. That was my dog. I was very close to him. He was like family to me. And that's weird, I think. He's like, yeah, like my grandma, she's like family to me. I'm not gonna hang her carcass over the fireplace. Question, any of you guys get anxiety about sharing notes? Yeah. Yeah, y'all should be a lot louder. Yeah. Because I swear to God, I walk into class and I ask, you think I'm asking for social security numbers? And I didn't understand you guys, like, because I'd come in, ask for the notes, I'm like, why are you, like, just stop being an asshole, give me the notes, right? Like, everyone's like, no. Until the shoe was on the other foot, there's like this super hot girl, she's like, Chris, I was in a class, gonna get the notes. And all of a sudden, I get nervous, right? So I'm thinking, I'm like, shit, like, color-coded? Like, fuck, dude, she's gonna think I'm a pussy, man. I can't give her this. But, you know, I'm a nice guy, so I cave. Here's the notes, Vanessa. And then I'm like, fuck, walk away. And I realized that I was bored in class and I wrote down a list of people who I could get like the midterm from maybe, right? And of course, like she's on the list, right? And not just like her name, I wrote her last name, so I can't be like, oh, different Vanessa. So now I'm faced with like the question, like, is it weirder to text her, be like, hey, you know, that list, right? Just don't worry about it. I'm not a serial killer. It's not my vibe. Or is it weirder to just not say anything? Show up to class, get the notes, you know, back, right? So I elected with blocking her and dropping the class. So no more Econ 125. I recently started smoking weed again. That's a very pro concept of weed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's different out here, man. You guys can smoke the shit out of these J's, man. It's strong out here. It was like about a month ago, and my little in my fraternity actually takes out these 2 little J's. It's Saturday afternoon, and he's like, "Yo, you want to hit this, Chris?" And, you know, I'm not gonna hit him. Right? He's my little. I'm not, you know. So immediately, you know, I take like 3 hits, not like little puff like pass hits. These are like, you know, so much to the point where he's like, dude, like chill, like that's very strong marijuana. Like I would recommend. Yeah, okay, buddy. And within about 10 seconds, everything just kind of like, oh fuck. Like this is a problem. Like this is not good. At least I don't have to do anything. Oh, and then I realized I had to mic man later that afternoon. And if you don't know what a mic man is, if you've ever been to a football game, there's gonna be like a drunk guy in a blue shirt, and he's gonna be yelling at you. Right? Well, today that guy was really high. And so I get to the game. I see my boss. I'm like, shut fucking Craig, you know, I hate the guy. And I'm trying so hard to seem sober. I'm like, okay, like look at him for like 5, 4, 3, 2. Now don't look. Now look over there. 4, 3, 2. And that's when you nod your head. Very deliberate. By the grace of God, he lets me on stage. It's the 3rd quarter. I've got the mic. There's way too many fucking people there. Everybody's yelling. So I look over the cheerleader next to me and I'm like, I'm so high. And she's like, uh-huh. And that's why the bright fan in the front row, he goes, hey, look! Mike Man's fumbling with that cheerleader! And I go, hey, fuck you! No, I'm not! Which is a very weird thing to say. Because I think the opposite of fumbling is like scoring, right? I look back at her and she wants nothing to do with me. And she's leaving me out to dry. So at this point, everyone starts booing me. It's like, boo! Fuck you. This is a nightmare, right? Like, I'm high as hell. My boss comes in. He goes, Chris, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, Craig, give me a break. Right? Like, and he said, honestly, it's fine because now they're not booing the football team anymore. They're just booing you. So honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you mic man.
Let's keep it going for Chris, everybody. Come on! Mike Man, that's a cool gig. Do we want to try like a little like Mike Man thing right now? Like me and you? What do we think? Cool, we'll do it.
Hey guys, no, guys, get more hype for this. This is really cool. Come on, let's go.
All right, everybody, repeat after me when I hey-o! And that was like really lame. Dumbass! That was his idea. You asshole.
Yeah, because that's for the
Dick Nick. Who's next?
I'm there. Next up, it's our friend. Our special friend is Anthony!
Oh, he's sexy! Okay, hey! Okay, my name's Anthony. I'm a senior who's graduating right now. And so my mom, she's been asking me, like, what are you gonna do after you graduate? She told me, like, maybe it could be a model, but not for my face, for my body, but for my feet. She told me to start an OnlyFans, so she's basically trying to, like, pit me out like Kris Jenner. Yeah. Also, recently, Carol Chris, y'all know who Carol Chris is, right? Yeah, not good things. Yeah, exactly. She got me arrested. So I was protesting at, like, this football game, and these cops were, like, handcuffing me, and I was like, oh, you're kind of kinky. This is a really good cop. And then I was kind of like feeling him, so I was kind of like quirky a little bit. So I wanted to hit something hard, but I ended up hitting his gun, so that kind of yeah. But he was like a pizzly twink, and so I asked him, like, have you ever heard of Neutrogena? If y'all ever saw the commercials? Yeah. But anyways, they put us all like in a van. Most of us were Latino. Exactly. Okay, yeah. We were wondering like where we're going, and I'm like, we're going back to Mexico. And I've never been to Mexico. Like the closest thing I've ever been to Mexico was like Taco Bell, the Taco Bell Telegraph over there. Yeah. But while I was there, they were like arresting me, you know, fingerprinting me and everything, having the time of my life. And they were gonna put me in a cell, and I'm like, oh, am I gonna be able to take a shower? And they're like, why are you gonna want to take a shower? And I'm like, oh, because I want to drop that soap. I was excited. I was like, they were like, I'm not sure you want to do that. And I'm like, that's the whole reason I got arrested. Yeah. But basically, they're like, I'm not sure you want to do that. Wait, what did I say? They got arrested. But they basically let me out early because I was, quote unquote, their reasoning was too popular with the inmates. Yeah, that was the only thing that stuck that night. Yeah. But also, recently, I was flyering. Some of you all may have came for that, or maybe not. Who if you came for my flyering? Exactly. I knew that was gonna happen. But I kind of did a good job because I was like, when I went up to the guys, I'm like, are you interested in Andrew Tate? But that didn't work. I'm like, are you interested in twinks? And that kind of worked. They're like, are you serious? And I'm like, I'm serious if you're serious. He's like, can I get your number? And I'm like, oh, come to the show and you'll find out. Yeah. I also have like one last joke since I have a Mexican flag. I'm gonna try it in Spanish. Do we have people here to speak Spanish? Okay, we have some people. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So okay, let me try it. I speak really bad Spanish, so it's like Spanglish. Cuando tenía 5 años, tenía una gata llamada Tequila. Y perdimos nuestra gata, mi familia, nuestra gata enfrente de nuestra casa. Es como, y yo estaba gritando, Tequila, Tequila, ¿dónde estás? Y mi mamá tenía vergüenza, como, basta, basta, Anthony. Y yo decía, quiero tequila, mama, quiero tequila. Also, my parents are here. Do y'all want to give them a round of applause?
Who's gay in here? Some noise, you're gay in here. Okay, besides Anthony. Oh yeah. What kind of gay are you?
I'm as gay as you can get.
I fuck with that heavy. That's what's up. Let's go. Okay, who's gay and wants Anthony's number? Okay. Hold on.
Who wants his number?
Who's straight and wants his number? Alright. Who's our next speaker?
Our next comedian, he's our camera guy, everybody. Put your hands together for Tapish!
So, how are y'all doing, everyone? Yeah, it's spring break. You guys are pathetic. You have nothing to do on a Friday night. I'm sure you guys have seen the other people. Apparently, the dress code for the show was spring break. Y'all, I'm from Wisconsin. I misheard. I thought the theme was spring hunt. Because here's the thing. In my family, hunting is a really great tradition. It's great for family bonding. The hunting season usually opens up in like late March. So I was thinking, oh, hell yeah, I can take my stand-up pals and go and hunt, It's gonna be just like home, we're gonna have a great time. And then, I come over here, I pitch the idea, and to my utter disbelief, apparently y'all aren't really into hunting? I mean, I would have figured with how many internationals act white here, you would have jumped at the opportunity to act even more white. You have that, student F1 visa or whatever, your green card app is processing, I'm helping you become more American, right? You should be jumping at this opportunity. Ditch the Balenciaga and pick up the fucking gun! Shoot that pig! Just a small disclaimer, everyone. When I say shoot that pig, I'm referring to shooting, like, the animal, not a cop, okay? If I was referring to shooting a cop, I would be telling this joke in West Oakland, okay? Just saying. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret here. Everything I said here was a lie. I'm not actually from Wisconsin. I just pretend to say that because I really don't want to get deported. You see, here's the thing. Even though I sound really white, I actually wasn't born here. I was born in India. I came here when I was super young, like 10 months old. I got my green card in kindergarten, got my citizenship all the way in high school. The current political climate is so tense, I always gotta be on my toes, right? So I think the best strategy to keep ice off my tail is to be ultra-nationalistic, That's why I'm dressed like I'm ROTC cadet going off to the military. About to shoot another poor Afghan kid. But here's the thing, it worked in Trump's first term. I have no doubt that my strategy will also work in Trump's second term. And his third. And his fourth. And then when Jared Kushner takes over. I really need to be a piece of shit, right? I gotta be like the most redneck. I gotta out-redneck the rednecks, all right? Which is a pretty tall ask considering that I'm brown and my neck doesn't really get red. It just gets more burnt. But hey, whatever works. I'm a real piece of shit. I've been practicing my bootlicking skills. Here's the thing. I am not just a bootlicker, y'all. I'm a boot slobber. Okay? So here's the thing. I work as an EMT, right? We have to wear steel-toed boots for safety reasons or whatever, right? So one of my favorite things to do is, because I really got practice, getting that tongue action down there. Sometimes what I do is that, when I'm picking up a patient in the hospital or off the home or whatever, and I accidentally step in a pool of chlamydia positive blood, it happens all the time, right? It's a common occurrence. What I do is I remove my shoe and start licking it. And the reason why I do that, that's so gross. Y'all are missing out, dude. The blood has this really nice, sweet, and saccharine taste to it. For some reason, whenever I do it in front of the patient, he starts freaking out. But hey, if any of you are in an ambulance, look at the side. There are restraints to tie you to the gurney. So I tied him up, baby. He was gonna watch me slobber all over that chlamydia. All right? In addition to him being concerned, my primary care physician is also concerned. It's like, hey, Tapish, treating chlamydia is a real bitch, That's also gonna cost your insurance a ton. Ladies and gentlemen, it won't cost my insurance, it'll cost my employer's workers' comp insurance, all right? I don't have to worry about a thing, okay? And here's why. Not just I won't pay, but the owner, the CEO of my ambulance company is known to frequently host swinger parties with cocaine. That is not a joke. You look up the company where I work at, I'm not gonna say the name because I'm still working there. Like you'll see like on Glassdoor or whatever, like oh the owner has like sex parties with cocaine. That's the weirdest shit ever, right? But one thing that's really shocking to me is that it's the ambulance company is still like the highest rated on Glassdoor and Indeed. It's the weirdest shit ever. So I know they got that STD treatments on lock, And also like yeah, I left a 5-star review too, because just like other ambulance companies, yeah, sure, I am paid minimum wage, but God, aren't the women hot? Oh my God. Okay, woman, I'm so sorry if I made you uncomfortable. Here's the thing: on Tinder, I lie and I say my height is 5'10", but it's not 6 foot, so like I still got wiggle room, Like I can be an even bigger piece of shit. All right? That is exactly why I want to become a police officer after I graduate, Yeah, I love how everyone started quiet down. Here's why. Instagram picked up how I really want to be a piece of shit, and I was thinking, hey, how will I get deported if I blend in, Like if ICE shows up at my door, I can put them under arrest or whatever. What the fuck are they gonna do? Shoot me? So Instagram has been pushing me police recruitment ads, and now the California Highway Patrol is showing up in my Instagram feed. Specifically, posts from the CHB office in Truckee, California. Now, for all of you out-of-state folks, Truckee is a town up in the Sierra Nevada. So you got a ton of snow every year. There's like 5 foot, 6 foot blizzards, car crashes out the wazoo. This is like real snow, none of your pathetic 5-inch East Coast snow, all right? Not that I'm dissing the East Coast snow, I know size doesn't really matter. I'm sure your snow has a great personality, But this is like some real shit here, right? And one thing I really like about CHP Truckee is that in addition to posting regular stuff like, oh, CA 120 is closed, don't go there, or whatever they do, right? They also go all in on TikTok trends. Like there was this one recently where it's like, we're a police officer. Of course we're gonna tell you you have the right to remain silent. And in the background, you can see another cop shoving some random dude in handcuffs against the side of the cop car. And they're having little tussle in the background, and the cop in the front just smiling at the camera like this. And he's just standing perfectly still. He's waiting for that commotion to wrap up. They released a blooper for it, and it turns out they tussled for a little too long. The cop pulled out his taser and then shot both of them. Except it wasn't his taser, it was actually his gun. Apparently, they can mix up the two, which is weird considering that they're on different sides. I think that he just wanted to slay a little too hard for the gram, it's great, I really want to be a piece of shit so I don't get deported. So every single time, I know after I pass a cop school or whatever, I see a single mom pushing 2 strollers with 3 people inside, and I see her car is parked in the fire lane. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I start salivating. I reach for my citation booklet and book them for every single fucking charge I can. Oh my God. Y'all, I think that I can't. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be the worst cop ever, all right? So much so that, something bad might happen. It's kind of like the par for the course, right? But here's the thing, I'll be on the social media team, I'll be slaying so hard on the gram. When the judge calls me up to testify, I'm on administrative unpaid leave and all that stuff, right? I'll be like, Honor, I had to slay for gram, I had to do it for Vine, right? And then the police unions clap, I'm a free man, I walk outside, it's gonna be a great day. Oh my God, it's wonderful. Yeah, no, it's been working so far, and I expect it to, wait, what is that? Oh fuck, is that ice? Fuck, they got me, I gotta go, that's, fuck. Please look for it, bye!
Are you ready for our next comedian, everybody? All right, put your hands together for Ricardo!
What's up? So, the rumors are true. I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I always get asked, if I ever socialized with dick clubs, or if I just spent my whole life in my room. And first of all, that fucking hurts. I You ever see a homeschooler, don't ask them that, we don't like it. Second of all, I did clubs, alright? I did Boy Scouts. I did Boy Scouts for a year, never got a patch, it was remarkable. I couldn't get a patch because like I never figured out how to do knots, which is like the first thing they teach you. Like every time they try to teach me a new knot, I just look like a toddler trying to consolidate spaghetti. Just like... So you guys aren't fucking with that. You know what's funny? Like Nick and Jonas, they told me like, don't do the Boy Scout joke. I'm like, why? It's funny. Like, please don't do it. It's corny as shit. It don't look like high knots, just fucking. Alright, I'm gonna have fun, alright? No, homeschooling was cool, I liked it. It would get weird at times though. Like, my mom wanted us to feel like we were in a regular school every day. So between like 8 a.m. and 3 p.m., we'd have to do like regular school things. Like wear backpacks for some reason. And then like line up for lunch, do recess. And it's not like there were like 12 of us, I just had 2 sisters and a brother, that was it. There's 4 of us doing that every day. Like I remember one time we had a school shooter drill and dude, my mom really think like she believed that we were that much of like a real school that she needed to prepare for like a potential school shooting. That's just it's fucking weird. So she gathers us up and she's like, look, in the event that if somebody decides to break into the school and shoot it, I'm gonna teach you this drill, I'm gonna show you where to hide. And look, like none of my siblings and I wanted to do this, so like I thought it was a good idea to be like, Mom, wouldn't a school shooter most likely be somebody from the school? She goes, you're right. Bo? I'm like, what? She goes, Bo, who do you think would most likely be a school shooter? And just do the drill without him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing right now? What is this, dude? I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. So we voted for my brother unanimously. And look. Again, we didn't want to vote, but like we're gonna have to do the drill regardless. So we huddled up. I'm looking at him like, "Are you ready to take one for the team?" He's like, "Yeah." Cool, Mom, right here. So he gets into the neighbor's house. It's just my sisters and I. We're left to do the drill on our own. And the drill's not some like well thought out plan or anything. It's just a tour of the house. Dude, it's a tour of the house that we've been living in for like 5 years. So like she's in the dining room. She's like, "All right, if you ever hear your brother unloading here?" Make your way to the garage, follow me, I'll show you where that's at. We're like, yo, we're living with a fucking psycho right now. Look, I want to apologize to my mom because like, I will say this, I do love her. I love you, Mom. And for the most part, like my siblings and I, we actually did enjoy getting homeschooled. At least until my brother had enough. No, now I'm in college. That's great. I like that. Cool being in college. I've been in college for a minute and I kind of feel like I'm abandoning my homeschool self. But like every now and then it'll just come back at like the most random moments. Like I remember one time after a party, some girl invited me back to her place and I could just feel like both sides fighting on this one. Like my college side was like, let's go dude, you're gonna get laid. A homeschool side was like, well now hold on, maybe she wants to, bake cookies, watch Pixar movies, let's not jump to conclusions here. Either way, I think it was gonna be a great night. So we get to her place and it smelled good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it smelled good. It's a weird thing to call out, but you weren't there. You don't know how good it smelled. It smelled fucking amazing. And I see a candle, I'm like, yo, it smells pretty good in here. What kind of candle is that? She's like, no, that candle's not for scent. That candle's actually for my witchcraft. Fuck, dude. I swear to God, I thought Pixar movies was like the worst it was gonna get. I had no fucking idea what I was getting myself into. So she comes back with a blindfold and she's like, can I put this on? I'm like, no, what the fuck? No. So at this point, I want to leave. I'm like, I'm done. So I'm like, I come up with a good excuse. I'm like, look, I gotta go. And, that didn't work. So she comes back with robes. She's like, all right, how about you just tie me up? I'm like, ugh.
Are we ready for our next comedian, everybody? All right. Put your hands together for Madison!
I started doing stand-up because I was told I was smart a little bit too much as a child. I was one of those like kids that they take out of class to do like harder math problems. Because of that, in elementary school, I had like a really big ego and like no friends. Honestly, not much has changed though. I'm still really annoying. I think everything I say has to be heard by millions of people. It's just now I use my brain to tell jokes about British people rather than like programming AI. As I got older though, my mom started calling me smart kind of like as a backhanded compliment. She'd say things like, oh my god, Madison, you're so smart, and you know, it's good because it's your intelligence that matters, not your looks. It means a lot, Mom. Honestly, she was kind of right though. I did pull someone using my brain once, and I'm not talking about head. Yeah, the guy I lost my virginity to actually told me I should do stand-up comedy. That's exactly what a girl wants to hear after having sex with a guy, is that she should be a comedian. Yeah. You just saw me completely naked and your only compliment was that it was funny. Yeah, back to my mom though. She says a lot of silly things. She's been calling me a lot recently, just asking me in different ways how I'm ruining my life. She's been really into asking me if I'm doing pot. I'm not sure why she phrases it like she's a cop in the 1970s. But of course I assure her, I'm like, Mom, I'm not doing pot. I'm smoking weed. There's a difference. So, like, the first one sounds like something like a Netflix writer would make like a teenage character say. The other is just normal. Yeah. Another important female figure in my life is Carol Chris. But that's just because she sends me a lot of emails. One thing about Carol is she'll send an email. Anything could happen on campus. You could be waiting in Brown's line and like you miss your class. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, Carol will be in your Gmail inbox to apologize. Yeah, I think there's only one thing that Carol loves more than sending emails, and that's the First Amendment. I feel like every email she writes starts off with how much Berkeley is committed to the freedom of speech. Like, she's not like Meghan Markle in that one Oprah interview. She won't be silent and she won't be silenced. But she's so real for that because I too love the freedom of speech. Without it, I'd be lost, broke, aimless, kind of like Meghan Markle. But I am like an English major, so I basically want to be a professional yapper. People find out I go to Berkeley and they're like, oh my god, like what major are you in? Expecting me to say like engineering, comp sci, something reasonable. And I'm like, no, I'm an English major. And then their faces kind of drop, like they're thinking like, damn, this bitch is wasting her parents' money. My parents asked me recently like, oh my god, what do you want to do when you graduate? And that was really awesome because I got to tell them my new plans for the future, which is I want to get an MFA in creative writing. Yeah. That was really great because I'm sure my parents love to hear that I plan to drop a bag basically to get a career writing BuzzFeed articles about why Greek yogurt is just like ice cream, or writing like crappy personal essays about orgasms for random feminist publications online. Off topic, my sister is totally cooler than me. She's in high school, and whenever I talk to her, I just like realize how much of a loser I was in high school. And I feel like that can kind of be assumed just because I'm doing stand-up comedy now. But yeah, she has like the snap score of like a frat boy who's talking to like 50 different girls at once. But she's 15 and has had the app for a year. She also dresses a lot better than me. She looks like she's walked off the set of like an Addison Rae movie. And like, I just feel like I've never seen her not looking like she's ready for AFI recruitment. It's really she also pulls a lot more than I ever did, and that could be due to the reason that when I was in high school I only talked about Harry Styles. But I never took a single date to a dance in high school, and this was her first year. She had 3 different guys fighting over her. But it was my sister's like winter formal this year, so I went to the pre-winter formal party as one does. When you're in college. I walked in immediately, was like prepubescent hype house. I was very, very humbled. Like there was no scarier moment in my life than when I was like face to face with this like tiny blonde girl in a skin tight sparkly dress and braces. I had like no makeup on, post-snap hair. And then at some point like the dates filed in and it was like the white boy apocalypse had hit this party. I was surrounded by future SAE brothers and I was really scared because I was like, what if they yell at me because I don't have a bid to the pre-winter formal function? Yeah, these were like some of the scariest men I'd ever seen under 6 feet, and I've seen some scary short men in my bed. But yeah, like I've kind of realized like I don't have to be cooler than these children, you know. I can just make fun of them in front of a live audience. That's my set.
Anyway, all right, well, we're approaching the end of the night, and our next comic is our beloved co-host, it's Jonas! Woo! What's up, everybody? How we doing?
All right. So I was at a bar last week, and this girl came up to me, pointed at me, and went.
Excuse me, sorry. I need to make a quick announcement.
Okay.
Can you please give me the mic? So, everyone, I'm with the Production Management Program at UC Berkeley. Unfortunately, Stand-Up at Cal did not reserve this room past 8 p.m. So, no, they didn't. I just checked on my schedule. So, unfortunately, this does mean that everyone needs to leave with the janitor. Sorry?
It was on 25 Black. We did it through.
It didn't show.
Can you refresh it?
No. I can't. Because it doesn't update. But anyways, anyone who is refusing to leave right now will be written up. So I apologize for this inconvenience. I'm terribly sorry. And thank you for your cooperation. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Make sure they don't lose anything. I'm just fucking with you, man! Give it up for your next stand-up comedian. It's me, Alan!
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, did you guys know that Dwinell actually had a serial porn watcher?
Yo, that's you!
Yeah, I know. So basically, one night, while I was doing my shift, I encountered this homeless guy jerking off in Dwinell 130 to rent. Okay, so this motherfucker, he had the balls, no pun intended, to just walk into the room, drop his pants, and just do a wank right there in front of the door. It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, well, here's the best part. Somehow, some way, this guy figured out how to connect his phone to the projector. What? Nigga Jonas had to spend 15 minutes trying to work HDMI cables just to play Radiohead. And my guy here got the whole cinema theater set up down in just 30 seconds just to crank his home.
What the fuck? He's down bad?
Yeah, he's down bad. Oh, but it gets way worse. Get PTSD every time I think about this. But when I opened that door and I locked eyes with him, just as he climaxes and nuts on the table. So I called the cops. And you know what the UCPD did? They just banned him for 7 days off of campus. Bro, I just got sexually harassed at work, and you know what? You just take him off for a week, post up clarity. Who knows? He's gonna come back here and start nutting on maybe some students this time. Finally, is this really what it feels like to be a woman in CS 189? To be honest, when I told my dad this joke, he didn't really like it. He said to me, he's like, Alan,
you need to be civilized behavior when doing joke.
Okay.
It is your public image. This is rich coming from my dad, who, mind you not, has his girlfriend right next to him while he's oogling at women in their 20s with like those Patrick Bateman Sigma male face edits. You know, the one that goes like, ooh. At least I have the balls to just, stand right here and publicly embarrass myself on stage. Meanwhile, on the other hand, my dad's just like going up to his girlfriend and he's like, oh, that girl, she had nice booty. And then his girlfriend's just there, sitting there like, okay, you make a good choice. Don't marry her. But in all seriousness, I do love my dad. He did save me from a pretty abusive, my abusive mother. If you see this, Dad, I'm really sorry. Please don't make me face the wall for an hour. Well, speaking of girlfriends, I don't have one. Speaking of girlfriends, have you seen the CS 189 drama bullshit going on in Berkeley subreddit? Well, if you haven't, buckle your seatbelt, because we're driving right into controversial territory. So, basically, this professor, his name is Jonathan Shoechuck. Fuck, I always get that name wrong. Basically made this really terrible post saying that all Bay Area women are inferior in response to like a student's ed discussion post venting about his dating skill issue. Now, first of all, as a Bay Area resident for all 20 years of my life, he's spewing bullshit. He's just scared that the Bay Area women are gonna gun for his job once he gets fired and has enough shoes chucked on him within artillery distance. Now, second of all, this is actually really recent. Did you guys know that he actually dropped an apology? And so, I think we finally have the Berkeley equivalent to a horrible YouTuber apology. And so I have the courtesy of being able to translate what he said to you, to the entire audience today. And so let me go ahead and grab what he said. Oh wait, this is my ex. All right, here it is. Look at those tears running. Hey guys, I apologize for getting caught making a bad joke. Clearly, you guys didn't understand the joke, but the EECS board got complaints, so now I have to pretend that I didn't mean it. I hope you know that I was just trying to help a fellow student get laid. Personally, I don't have the $5 per guy or $10 per girl. I also graded your CS 189 midterms too harshly, and finally, I know what it feels like to have a rough time. So, I'm so sorry, women. Be sure to like and subscribe. And comment down below what your favorite lecture was. Alright, that's it from me.
No, with Alan. How was Alan? Did you win like Alan? No! Alright, so this time, coming up to the last topic of the night, it's Jonas.
Woo! That's everybody. How are we doing that? Woo! Man, I hate my brother. This set's actually dedicated to him, so Barry, if you're listening to this, you know. Barry's my 19-year-old brother who lives at home in San Francisco, and I go home every weekend. So that means every weekend I gotta see his goofy face. We talk every night. We're not like close or anything. That's just when he plays competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Like our average conversations start with him going, I summon Pot of Greed! And then I go, you should summon the courage to do the dishes. Like, shut the fuck up, Barry, go to bed. And then he goes, that allows me to draw 2 additional cards. Honestly, I think I'm just jealous of my brother because our parents had me when they were young, but he, not for him. Like, my dad was 21 when he had me. That's a crazy thought. My dad was my age when he made the choice to... Okay, wait, let's be real here. I'm an accident, right? Right? Clap if you think I'm an accident. Thanks, guys. You know what? Actually, let's get even more real. All of us might be accidents. Clap if you think you're not an accident. How do you know? What do you do? Ask your parents? They can lie to you. They have lied to you. Remember Santa? Remember the tooth fairy? They played the long con before. At the end of the day, it doesn't, it's no big deal. I'm still a decision at the end of the day. Of course, I'm not like a let's try for a baby decision. I'm more of the split-second decision my dad made right before he went, oh! And then 9 months later, I came. It's like, it's what's important is that we're both decisions, okay? Me and Barrett, we're both choices that my dad made. And you know what? I'm 21, he's 19, I'm in college, he's not. Suck it, Barry. Get fucked, Barry. Where's the camera? Get fucked, Barry. You know what, actually, audience, I think on the count of 3, let's all say get fucked, Barry in unison. 1, 2, 3. Get fucked, Barry! You guys want to hear my impression of a Berkeley crosswalk? Yes. There are 2 people. Fuck. Walk. Man, I feel bad for the sun. Moon gets all the credit. I mean, like, what do we say at night? Ah, it's such a beautiful night outside. Look at the moon. No one ever goes, it's such a beautiful day outside. Look at the sun! I got a whole new vision from that joke. Oh. I'm like Stevie Wonder now. Woo! Anyway, the blind joke, everybody. LBJ is both my favorite president and my favorite porn star. Oh, and BJ! No mames! Yo soy coming! Thomas Edison once said, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Like, what? No, it's not. It's perspiration. You just said it. It's perspiration by like a lot. Like, what's this Tom guy known for anyway? Like the light bulb? Anything else? Do we know anything else Thomas Edison's known for? Shout it out.
Bald.
Phonograph.
Topsy.
We don't use the phonograph anymore. It doesn't count.
Electrocuting elephants.
Yeah, Topsy.
What?
The electrocuted elephant.
And that's called Topsy?
Her name was Topsy the elephant.
That's fucked up. If I had an elephant, I would never do that. I'd love it.
Technically stole the light bulb from
Why do you know so much shit about Thomas Edison? Are you a Thomas Edison star? Are you an Edison head?
No, I just like the prestige.
Anyway, this guy's a bad inventor, right?
Yeah.
This guy's job title was inventor. He's known for what, the light bulb and the fucking phonograph, which we don't use anymore? Why is he the authority on what is genius? Also, like what you said, what? He stole most of his stuff?
Yeah, no, Tesla invented electricity and the light bulb. He stole the patent for it.
This guy sucks! Why do we trust anything this guy says? Fucking genius, 1% of the 90... What? That's like if Thomas Edison had like a cup and it was filled with 99% piss and like 1% orange juice. Like you bring that cup to anyone on the street, what do? They go, what is that? Is that piss? And then Thomas Edison goes, no, that's not piss. It's courage. Like what? That doesn't make any sense. It's not magically some third thing. Of course it's piss. Anyway, remember my dad, the blood who had me at 21? I lied to you guys. Can't trust anyone tonight. He was 19 when he had me. And it's interesting, my dad being a teenager when I was born. That means that he was in his mid-20s when I was a kid. It's interesting, it's fun, it's different. Most people, their dads tell them to go to bed for playing video games late. My dad would wake me up early in the morning to play video games. One time, I was 8 years old, break of dawn, 6 a.m. My dad woke me up like, rise and shine, Jay, let's play some fucking Ghostbusters. And I'm like, what? What, Dad, what? And he was like, what are you? You don't want to play Ghostbusters? What are you, a pussy? And I'm like, what? Dad, it's 6 in the morning. I know busting makes you feel good, but sleep makes me feel even better. You guys might be wondering where Barry is in that story. I'm sorry to say, Barry don't exist. Can't trust anyone tonight, you guys. I've been Jonas. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming, everyone. That's our show. Thanks for coming.
That's the end of our show. Have a great night, everybody.
I gotta say.
Anyone stand up towel and come to the front and take a picture?